Last season, we witnessed the closest title battle in the history of the NASA Rallycross Challenge. It was an absolute duel that came down to 1 point between two of the fastest on dirt road on iRacing, California's Evan McFarlane and South Carolina's Kieran Lifflander. Tonight, we commence yet another season, and this time they will have some company. Will this one be as good as the last? We'll find out together tonight over the next hour. Wine Country is the stage for the evening. The Sonoma Grand Prix is next. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Sonoma Raceway. Built in 1968, North American Simulated Auto Racing started visiting this circuit in 2018B. Nestled in California's wine country, Sonoma Rallycross layout is a 0.93-mile course known for its challenging, undulating terrain. The track features 5 corners, including the iconic carousel from the full road course layout, and we have seen so many iconic moments at this venue. Who can forget the Night Rider, which turned out to be Robbie LaRille's only win, and it didn't even officially count. In NASA Rallycross, our format is as follows. We are finishing open practice now, which leads us into a 3-lap single car qualifying that splits the field equally into 5-lap heat races with 1 joker lap. The top 2 will transfer to the feature automatically. The winner will get 3 bonus points, and the runner-up gets 2. The rest of our drivers are sent to the semifinals, also 5 laps with 1 joker. The top 2 will transfer to the feature, and the winners will receive a bonus point. This sets the grid for our 10-lap feature race, where the points are awarded and trophies are handed out. And unique to NASA Rallycross, 2 jokers are taken during the feature. The 31st season of the NASA Rallycross Challenge commences tonight, live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Bryan, Sawyer in the production truck, and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, as we welcome you to the 11th running of the Sonoma Grand Prix. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com, and thank you, Rob Hartland, yet again for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams, and thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. Finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed produced by our very own Alex Abetti. Bryan, Sawyer, a new season dawns on a completely new day of the week and time slot for us. The entry lists are bigger than ever. How are you, and what are your thoughts coming into this season?
Hey Josh, Saturday feels weird. I like it, but it's weird. I'm excited to see this many cars on track for Supers.
I've got my blinds open, my window open. It's 65 degrees outside. And it's not dark out. It's very weird. I agree as well. 14 cars this evening. And we had 16 confirmed. A couple of them were unable to make it. We got Maddie Grove, who transferred from the contenders race, unable to make it as well. So technically speaking, 17 cars were eligible for this race. And I don't even think we had 17 for the combined series last season. It is so awesome to see the growth and the development of NASA Sim Racing. And I think we are ready to head to the first qualifying session of the season. And it's going to look like Kieran versus Evan. It was a 39.732 for Kieran, 39.751 for Evan McFarlane. There was a storm at the end of last season, and I wasn't able to be here. And I watched that show in the darkness in my dining room, and I said, there's 1 point. What is going to happen when there's more cars going up against these two? It's going to be super fun to watch. And we're going to go over programming notes super quick, actually, here on the Automotive Sports Network, as cars begin to roll for qualifying. We've got Torque, which is formerly OSRL. Their GT3 series restarts October 3rd for Season 6, and we can take a look. NASA Rallycross Futures, Lights, those are tomorrow at Iowa, 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. Ethan Halsey, Victor Valley for those. We've got NASA Rallycross Contenders next Monday, also in Iowa. That's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Justin Robichaux, Bryan, Sawyer. And our next round for the NASA Rallycross Challenge will be next Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, at the Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa. Brian Sawyer, myself, Josh Mertz for that. Let's pick up. I think first car on track is Robbie Kirtley, but he's pulling off. Athena Leclerc is going to be the first car on track. Her teammate, Kieran Lifflander, second place in points, the car behind her. And Lifflander, Kieran's giving up this first lap here in qualifying. The times are going to roll in, so Athena's going to set the benchmark at, let's see, a 40.253. Palacio across the line for Argentina, 40.625. Eric Dubois, who transferred from the contenders race, that lap does not count for him. Yuko Pakala, the Finn, 40.289. Jess Rakowski, 40.9. Josh Darnell, contenders winner, 40.6. 41.7 for Wets, 40.4 for Santeri Heiskanen as the times begin to roll in. McFarland, defending champion, double defending champion, 40.061 for the kid from California. And everyone rolling in. Zach Blanche from Australia, 41.0. Kieran's going to come off his second lap. He's only going to have one lap, Brian, in qualifying. What's going to happen for the 20?
I don't understand why people do this. I mean, I get on certain tracks like you want to set up, but Sonoma, the whole backstretch of the track is pretty much a straight line. I mean, if you know it's a bad lap, you might as well just keep going, get a time, and then at least you have something on the board instead of starting dead last.
So, let's see. We watch Kieran in the 20 off the final corner. This is his one and only qualifying lap that would count unless he's got an off track. The kid from South Carolina, second in points last season, crosses the line, 40.107 by under half a tenth. He does not tip the defending champion, Evan McFarland, in car number one. The kid from California, can he try and make it 3 championships in a row? Over the jump. Back to TWR Subi squad across the line, 40.028. He improves and goes quicker. Heiskanen across the line to P5, 40.2. Renee Sotens is on his third lap in the 157. Zach Blanche is done with his run. Matthew Lindy, contenders champion from last season in car number 3, will begin his third and final lap. And the times rolling in. If you're new to NASA Rallycross, the red number for Evan McFarland, he is the defending champion, and as the defending champion, technically the points leader, coming in with a red number plate on that graphic. If he does not hold it tonight, he will go to gold, and whoever has the championship lead will take that red number and the red banner on the car. We look at Renee Sotens across the line, 41.679. He improves, but not his position in the 157. Zach Blanche,
last one on track.
as Matthew Lindy will cross the line, 40.773. He goes to 9th quick. And just like that, Brian, qualifying done and dusted here in Sonoma.
Yeah, looks like everybody's good. We're good to go. Cooking.
Will we give these guys, I'd say, a minute or two just to get a little bit more track time? And it's super exciting. We've got 19 registered entries for Supercars, and I would say 14 of them actually being here is an exceptionally good number. As Josh Darnell, winner in the contenders race, on Monday evening, transferred up. He went 2 in a row. He won in Phoenix to close that season, the feeder series to Supercars, and he won that race on Monday evening. As I'm going to publicly want to give a shout out to the entire NASA and ASN team last weekend. I was not here, so to watch the other splits happen, both league-wise and broadcast-wise, thank you so much for everything that you do. And Darnell famously taking the last bit of track time. I'm not allowed to go on vacation. Tell my wife.
No more
She'll
vacation.
probably end up fighting you. She'll probably fight you. She didn't even want me to watch the streams and be a part of Discord, but luckily my mother-in-law had a hotspot at the campsite, which should be frowned upon, and here we are. I was on the laptop messing around. So I think, Brian, we're good to go to heat number 1 if you are good. And we can get ready to go here in Sonoma. If you like what you see all evening long, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Ring the bell to be notified of those live streams Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. And if you'd like to join us, NASASimRacing.com. We've got something for everyone. We take a look at our grid for heat number 1 here in Sonoma, California. It is defending champion Evan McFarland, Athena Leclerc, Marcos Palacio, Jess Rakowski, and Eric Dubois. 5 laps, Joker lap once, top 2 will transfer, and you get that ever so important pole position for the Sonoma Grand Prix. As we wait for Leclerc and Dubois on track, we await the 61 of Leclerc. 5 cars, 5 laps, 1 Joker, top 2 transfer, heat 1 in Sonoma. Green flag off the line. Even start first phase for McFarland and Leclerc. McFarland pulls the 61 down to the first corner, blinking as car number 1. I think they made some netcode contact in turn 1. Rakowski takes the second spot. No Jokers on the initial start here in Sonoma. We've got McFarland over the jump, followed by Rakowski, followed by Leclerc, Palacio, and Dubois. Leclerc looked to the inside on Rakowski. Did Rakowski get a penalty? I'm not sure. In the 999, they touch in turn number 1 proper. Here comes Palacio, the Argentine, in the 83, trying to take 2 for 1 up the hill through the carousel, but Bryan Leclerc side by side with Palacio. They touch, exiting the corner.
Yeah, you want to get out of the side by side before you get to this transition. You don't want to be next to another car when you're trying to slide sideways and manage yourself.
As Leclerc shut the door on the 999 of Rakowski, and Dubois bumps into the 61 at the end of the first lap. McFarland leads. It's tough to be side by side at any point through this track, and especially with the barrier down on the penultimate corner. It's turn 1 of the start there. So now we've got the Subi squad teammates, 1-2, with McFarland and Palacio. Go ahead, Brian.
It's also tough to be in Evan's position when you got the whole rest of your team in the race with you. You know you're going to at least relegate 1 or 2 of them to the LCQ. You really want to hope. You guys get different heat races, but that's not the card they've been dealt tonight.
So we've got Evan McFarland and Marcos Palacio for TWR Subi Squad, the 5th most successful team in terms of wins in the NASA Rallycross Challenge. They're actually tied with Fiercely Forward, and they're 1 win behind Apex Racing to be the most successful team on the iRacing, the Modern Era platform. And then it's a long way to be second in the record books. We take a look at Dubois and Leclerc. Did they touch going into turn 1? Leclerc trying to get back to a transfer spot, but she's got a long way to go. Dubois looking to the inside off the corner in the 000 on the 61. Joker-wise, McFarland, Palacio, Rakowski, they have not jokered. Leclerc already did, so did Dubois. So Leclerc's got to hope for something to happen as we look at the battle for 4th. And we talk about it all the time. And again, if you're new, if you don't transfer, it's not the end of the world. You do have the semifinal, consolation, LCQ, whatever you want to term it. But the farther up you finish in a heat race, if you're not transferring, the better grid spot you have. So that pass crucial for Leclerc and trying to hunt down the 999 of Rakowski, Bryan. Taking a second look at the incident in the penultimate corner with Rakowski and Leclerc. Leclerc ran it wide through the transition like we talked about. They're side by side, and I think she just closed the door. Spotter might have called that Rakowski was there, might not have. Tough spot to be in. As we go back up front, Evan McFarland will take the white flag in car number 1. The 83 Marcos Palacio sits in the second spot.
Ooh,
Rakowski, Leclerc, Dubois. Is it a slowdown? It is for McFarland. And he did get it cleared. Did get it cleared, though.
Everybody's taking
Marcos, yes. Strategy pretty much done for McFarland, Palacio. And even if they're teammates, at least old Van Tangent for 2 seconds, I would have backed off and let my teammate have the slowdown. I wouldn't have taken the win away from them. So, final corner.
That happened to me the other night.
And
Eric said,
McFarland over the jump.
In the feature.
Best way to start the season off is a win in Heat 1, pole position for the Sonoma Grand Prix for McFarland. Transferring is his teammate Palacio. Pole position for the semifinal is Rakowski, followed by Leclerc and Dubois to the semifinal. We get ready for heat number 2 here in Sonoma. And our grid for that one has the second place man in points from last season, Kieran Lifflander, Santeri Heiskanen, Josh Darnell, Zach Blanche, and Chris Wetz. First time this season, I'm going to mention it. Chris Wetz has been here since July of 2012, the first season we ran in NASA. All 31 of them has the man from Texas. It's great to see, and he is third on the wins list, remind you, with 20. We get ready for Heat 2 in California.
Just a cloud, Josh. I thought we were getting real dark.
Green flag off the line. What a start from Kieran. Down to the first corner. No competition for the kid from South Carolina. And no, Bryan, it is not dark. It's only a cloud over the track here in Sonoma. Side-by-side Heiskanen versus Darnell. Heiskanen takes the second spot. Does the fin over the driver from Maryland, Darnell. Then it's Blanche and Wetz to the first corner proper. And the track's going to wear in through the heat races. So these guys going to get a little bit more grip as Lifflander, Heiskanen, Darnell, Blanche, and Wetz. Wetz just got the Subaru in the 71. This is his first shot in the Subaru. And if you told me 6 years ago that Chris Wetz would be in a Subaru, I'd call you crazy. Always in the Mitsubishi on NASCAR Racing 2003, and always in a Ford here on iRacing. And who will joker on the first opportunity? None from the top 2, 3. Nobody does, Bryan, at the end of the first lap. Kieran leads.
Yeah, you only get about a second and a half on the joker. Maybe 2 if you hit that entrance real well. I'd want to be a lot closer. They're a little spread out. I want to really make sure I'm for sure getting the pass, especially because you don't want to be stuck next to somebody going into turn 1 and have to manage that. You want to be sure you're getting the pass.
Is that a slowdown for Kieran? It is not. He clipped the orange cone there, and I know the track limits are very, very finicky here at Sonoma. As will we see a joker now? We will not. Let's ride on board, actually, Kieran Lifflander. Actually, before I say that, we got damage on Darnell. Can we pick that up really quick and see what happened? Is it an issue?
I can't see what happened. He did get a 2X, so he must have hit something pretty good.
I rolled it back off monitor. He hit the wall.
Yeah.
Hit the wall in the final corner. So, we got a minute. Let's ride on board Kieran Lifflander for these guys and just watch how intense this is here in Sonoma. Two laps to go in heat number 2. Josh Darnell jokered. Lifflander, he missed the apex there of the final corner by about a car width in the 20. Still pushing hard. And Santeri Heiskanen sits in the 3rd position. Still no joker for the Finn in car number 57. No joker for the 222. No joker for anybody else. So Darnell really trying to mix things up here and try and get that semifinal outside pull, really, in the 029. Lifflander jokers, Bryan, in the 20.
Lifflander and Santeri both jokering this lap, so Santeri's coming right back out in front of Darnell here. So, he's got a nice healthy gap there, so it's going to look like he's going to take the 2nd place. 1 lap. Darnell's got the front end of the damage.
Kieran was left side tires on the paint. Car gripped up in the 20. Heiskanen takes the 2nd spot comfortably. And we'll have to keep an eye on Blanche and Wetz to see if they'll be close to steal that best of the rest spot away. And I think, Bryan, it's going to be a lot like 2024A. Evan McFarland won heat number 1. He's going to be on pole position. It's going to be Kieran Lifflander through the final corner. He wins heat number 2. And the 2 kids are going to be dueling all evening long. Lifflander in heat 2 takes P1. Heiskanen will come home in 2nd, transferring. And Josh Darnell impressively holds the 3rd spot over Blanche and Wetz to the semifinal. Our 3rd and final heat race coming up in Sonoma, California. Yuko Pakala, Robbie Kirtley, Matthew Lindy, our contenders champion, and Renee Sotens in the 157. We've got, is that all 3 no control cars in the same heat?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Getting ready for heat 3 in Sonoma. Sotens a little bit of a jump start in the 157. Down to the first corner, Kirtley and Pakala side by side. Kirtley brushes wide. Lindy no contact. It's going to be Yuko Pakala in the 92 leading into the first corner. Here comes Sotens around nearly into his teammate. I think they did touch. Kirtley's going to have to skip the jump. And will Sotens let him by? Pakala leads into turn number 1 proper. Then it's Lindy in the 3, Sotens and Kirtley. 157 and 024. As Lindy in second, Sotens and Kirtley through the carousel. The track is at its worst as it's going to be for the heat races as we do get that reset for the LCQ. Brand new, fresh track. And I'm curious to see how this pace is going to unravel between these guys here. As if we look through qualifying, Pakala and Kirtley were within a tenth. Lindy was a couple tenths down. Kirtley jokers in the 024 trying to get close to Lindy in the 3, Bryan.
I'd be interested to see what the fast lap times are for this race compared to the first heat, because it's real worn in. You should be able to grip up a lot more. I mean, I know it doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I just want to know how much faster they can get down here.
We will certainly obviously see that at the end of the feature, some of the quickest laps here at Sonoma in the supercar class. As Lindy jokers in car number 3. Kirtley jokered on the first lap. Lindy will take the lead. And Renee Sotens yet to joker. So Lindy doesn't really have a delta over Pakala in the 3-2, the 92. Fastest lap so far in this heat race is a 41.0 for Pakala, the Finn.
Yeah, if I'm Pakala this lap, I'm jokering now. You got under a second. You don't want Lindy to be able to run away. You want to get going.
As coming to the penultimate lap, Pakala does joker, so he must be listening to you. And the 92 will go back to the race lead. Good to see the No Control team back. We've seen them in various forms over the years. Robbie Kirtley by himself. We had Jakob Rafos for quite some time. I do believe Sindre Silva. Lindy around in the 3 from the transfer. That's going to give Kirtley the spot. I'll try and take a look off monitor. Not sure if we can pick that up. The right rear hooked the the paint, and it just looped him in the 3. Let's see if we can get that. Looking at the kid from California racing for the Filipino flag. And into turn 1. So easy to do when the track grips up, hit the paint, and just unexpected, Bryan.
Yeah. Once those front tires grip and the back's on the slick surface, it's gone. You got to be very careful. You only want the left sides on. You don't want both fronts on. You get both fronts. That happens every time this deep into a race.
I wouldn't call this race done. Pakala took the white flag. Kirtley. Lindy has gotten by Sotens. And Sotens nudges the 3 through the groove. Down the hill. Back up the hill. Kirtley holding that transfer. Lindy might be too far back to make anything happen. And I think it's going to be a no control 1-2 in this heat race. Final corner for Yuko Pakala. He will head over the jump in the 92 to win heat number 3. Robbie Kirtley will sneak into the feature in the 024. And then it's going to be Lindy and Sotens to the semifinal. I'm looking at the timetable of how quick this is rolling. We might be done before an hour. It's going to be awesome as we get ready for the only semifinal here this evening. And the grid looks like this. Jess Rakowski, Josh Darnell, Matthew Lindy, Athena Leclerc, Zach Blanche, Renee Sotens, Eric Dubois, and Chris Wetz. The top 2 will transfer, as is the common theme. Still 1 joker. And this turn 1, while always super crazy, especially when it's the last chance race, who knows what'll happen. As we await Chris Wetz to grid in the 71. And these 2 cars, whoever they might be, will grid where Dubois and Wetz are gridding for the feature race. 5 laps, 8 cars, 1 joker, semifinal time in California.
We got a jumper.
Jump start for Zach Blanche. In the 222, he's going to have to serve that green flag. Good start for Lindy, but he's on the outside. The two Maryland drivers to the inside. Rakowski, no contact between them. Yes, commentator's curse moves the 029 out of the way. Here comes Leclerc in the 61. Can she take to the outside of Rakowski? They are still side by side over the jump, and they don't touch as we take the green flag for the semifinal. Lindy, Leclerc, Rakowski, Darnell, Blanche, Dubois, Wetz, and Sotens. Over the sleeping policeman is Lindy into turn number 1. Here comes Leclerc. We're 3 wide for the lead, 4 wide for the lead. Side by side through the carousel, 2 by 2. It looks like the Daytona 500. Here comes Leclerc to the lead in the 61. Rakowski in the 999, shooting to the inside. Thought that Lindy was going to make contact. Will we see a second repeat of what happened? Plenty of room between them. Lindy, Darnell, jokering was Rakowski, crossed in front of Lindy at the end of the first lap. It's going to be Matthew Lindy leading as Rakowski ran wide into the joker. Leclerc, Darnell, Dubois, Branch, Wetz, and Sotens ending the first lap, Bryan.
I got to tell you, what Jess did there with Lindy, that joker it took guts, because she's jokering with a car on her bumper. You don't want to do that here.
Over the sleeping policeman is Lindy. That's going to be a slowdown for the 3. So put the 3 back 1 position.
I'm expecting
Rakowski to the lead.
Darnell to joker here.
Darnell does not. Leclerc does.
We're going to have 3 on top of each other.
Leclerc comfortably to the lead. Rakowski second. Third is Lindy. Remember, top 2 transfer. As Rakowski runs wide, here comes the contenders champion Lindy, checks the 999, apologizes for the contact there in turn number 1. And Leclerc trying to run away in the 61 to join her teammate. Lindy second, Rakowski third, Darnell yet to joker. So if Lindy and Rakowski still squabble, will we see Darnell? Dubois has jokered. Blanche has not. Off the road is Sotens. He has. Wetz has not. Coming to 2 laps to go. Darnell jokers. Will we see the contenders race winner take the transfer? He does. The jokers are over. Dubois has taken a second joker, clears into the 999 of Rakowski. So let's get a race reset. Leclerc leads, Darnell leads Lindy, Blanche, Rakowski, Sotens, and Wetz yet to joker. As Eric Dubois took a second joker, he is disqualified, unfortunately, from the evening as we come to the white flag, Bryan.
I feel terrible for that. I've done it. I've done it a couple times. Just been driving and been like, did I take it? And then just die for the lap. And you know what
Take the white flag. Oh, it happened to me in reverse as everybody makes fun of me for that race in Daytona. I was so zoned in, I thought I jokered twice. Everyone can roast me. It's fine. So let's get a reset with half a lap to go because I don't think this transfer battle is done. Leclerc leads, Darnell leads Lindy, leads Blanche. So if these two come together, will we see some shenanigans? Darnell defends to the inside.
Darnell knew exactly what to do. If he left that inside open for Lindy, if I were Lindy, I'd be throwing him wide right into the grass.
Final corner. Checkered flag. It's going to be Athena Leclerc winning the semifinal. Josh Darnell transfers. Lindy is out. The defending contenders champion out in the semifinal. Then it's Zach Blanche, Jess Rakowski, Chris Wetz, Renee Sotens, and Eric Dubois. What an evening so far. We're going to step aside tonight here on ASN at Sonoma. You're not going to miss a thing. And on the other side of the break for the Sonoma Grand Prix.
Interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two and turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clog at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up and to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Robbie's going to hold his spot. We welcome you back to round 267 of the championship overall and round one of the 31st season of the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge here in Sonoma, California, with Bryan Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you, Rob Hartland, for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras for the broadcast today are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. Finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed produced by our very own Alex Abetti. If you like what you see today, not this evening, Bryan, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. If you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone in 2024. All the info is at nasasimracing.com. Just a NASA note, we do have the futures and lights on Sunday. We've got the contenders on Monday. We'll go over programming notes in a second. We are unveiling, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bryan, we've got an off-road truck series and a mini stock cup series or something. That's going to be Fridays. Trucks are Tuesday, I think. And obviously the Supercars for Rallycross on Saturday. So we've got 5 days a week, if my days counting are correct. 4 days. Right. So much is happening at NASA. And old man tangent for 2 seconds. 12 years ago, I had 6 people show up for a race. And now we've got like 550 people in the Discord. 5 series or something, 6 series. It's crazy. Thank you all for joining us in whatever capacity. If it's just viewing, if it's racing, if it's participating on Discord. I just got to be mushy and gushy for a second. Just thank you all. I appreciate all of it. It's surreal to have all of this stuff happen. So I want to get a couple programming notes in. We'll get some final or predictions, and then we'll go racing. So, programming notes for the Automotive Sports Network look like this. One that's not featured is the Torque series, formerly OSRL. GT3 series that's normally Thursday evenings. They are coming back October 3rd. So when we get closer to that, obviously you will see it pop up on the graphic here, but I just want to let that be known. Ethan Halsey, great work over there. Over 100 cars raced last season with some GT3s. So we've got a link somewhere in our Discord for them. In regards to NASA and ASN, we have NASA Rallycross Futures and Lights tomorrow at the Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa. 8 p.m. Eastern for Futures, 9 p.m. Eastern for Lights. You'll have live coverage for both of those events with Ethan Halsey and Victor Valley. Great work, both of you, on those shows last week. Round 2 of NASA Rallycross Contender will be Monday the 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern, also in Iowa. You'll have Justin Robichaux and Bryan Sawyer for that. And our next round, the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge, next Saturday. That'll be 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So,
Josh, I don't know if you're paying attention or not, but these times are getting closer and closer between these two.
You're reading my mind, because I was just about to bring us to that.
It went from 7,500th to 4,700th. 4.700.
You thought I was losing my mind in the semifinal? It's gonna be wild. Yeah, as we got about a minute left to go in this this warm-up session. And the only repeat winner, or possible repeat winner, in this field is Evan McFarlane. He won the infamous Knight Rider in 2023B. Alex Zabetti won in...
Oh, he won the actual race.
He won the reset, yes. Yes, the actual race.
No one remembers.
So, former winners here in Sonoma: Evan McFarlane in 2023B, Alex Zabetti in 22B, Luke Kraus in 21B and 21C, Jake Robertson in 20A and 20B, Austin Derbyshire, who I want to shout out and welcome back to NASA Rallycross. He won way back in 2019A. Connor Parisi in 2018C and 21A, and Marwan Moftah won the first race here in 2018B. Actually, I don't think that's right. I think I won here. So, I suppose that I know what I'm doing. Welcome to ASN and welcome to NASA. So, about 10 seconds left to go. And because I'm stubborn and I want to know, I did. It was 2018B. I did win here. So not Marwan. Sorry, Marwan. You won the contenders race that night. So, give me a quick prediction before we look at the grid, Bryan. Chaos? I'll answer for you.
Evan, Kieran, kill each other. We're going wild. We're going with the Leclerc win. We're going to keep Kieran's team in the lead. But
it came down to 1 point last season, and I think it's going to happen again this season. It's going to be awesome. Our grid for the Sonoma Grand Prix: Evan McFarlane, Kieran Lifflander, Yuko Pakala, Marcos Palacios, Santeri Heiskanen, Robbie Kirtley, Athena Leclerc, and Josh Darnell. 8 cars, 10 laps, 2 jokers. Get your hard hats, get your glasses, get your earplugs, get your vest, get your steel toe boots, get all your personal protective equipment, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be scintillating, exquisite, phenomenal. I don't know what word you want to use, as we get ready to go green in Sonoma, California for round 1. We go green in California, off the line. Linklander, better start in both phases. Cuts across, side by side. It's Pakala and McFarlane in turn 1. Then it's Heiskanen, Kirtley, Leclerc, Darnell, and Palacio. McFarlane still side by side, takes the spot, closes the door. They nearly touch over the jump. They do. They hook. They save it. No, they don't. The two teammates come together over the jump. It's Pakala and Heiskanen over in not even turn 1 off the start. Lifflander gets hit by McFarlane. McFarlane uses him up in turn 1. Here comes Kirtley in the 024. Remember in Crandon last season when these two kids came together, Kirtley from Virginia took the spot, took the win that evening. Leclerc, Darnell, Palacio, and the 2 no-control cars trying to make their way through, one off the track. I think it was Pakala, McFarlane, Lifflander, Kirtley, Darnell, and Athena side by side touch. And the contenders race winner around in the 029. Jokering at the end of the first lap. It's going to be Kirtley leading as Pakala, the 1 car off the track in the 92, Bryan.
I don't know what to say, Josh. That was nuts. I have a replay of the first incident, but everything
rounding
is
the
still
carousel.
a little too close.
rounding the carousel. I wish we could go back and take a look, but McFarland trying to take the spot from Kirtley in the 024, over, under, 2 different lines through the carousel. Kirtley hooked the right rear on the dirt. On the grass, I should say.
I don't know why Evan's pushing so hard here. You're going to get the pass on track, but...
To the inside, takes the spot.
Ahead. Just take the Joker and leave.
Takes the Joker, Lifflander Jokers. So Kirtley has 1 done. Palacio, Darnell, Leclerc Jokers, Heiskanen, and we've lost Pakala in the 92 after the contact over the jump. The first Joker rotation is done. It looks like McFarland, Lifflander, Kirtley is our podium right now. This is just like Crandon. Oh, take a breath. Take a deep breath. Santeri Heiskanen sets fastest lap. If you're new to NASA Rallycross, like I said, I forgot to mention, we take 2 Jokers in the feature races here. People ask me, why the hell do you do that? You'll see. It just adds that second layer of strategy, and it has been marvelous since that first race in July of 2012. McFarland leads at the end of the 3rd lap. Then it's Lifflander. Then it's Kirtley. Palacio sits in the 4th spot. Then it is Leclerc in the 61 as she came together with Darnell off the penultimate corner. Heiskanen and Pakala.
A little bit. You want to hit that replay?
We can take a look, Brian, and see what happened. And I think you said it was off the start. It was. Side by side, McFarland, and that's Pakala in the red car in the 92. Over the jump, they touch on the landing. Pakala bad bounce into his teammate. And that's the worst thing that could happen in racing or sim racing, touching your teammate. So Pakala off the track in 8th and Heiskanen in the 7th spot. We take the 5th lap back to the battle, and they nearly touch again. This is the battle for 5th between Leclerc and Darnell, the 61 and the 029. Into the carousel, into turn 1. Contenders race winner Darnell had that issue earlier on, looped it in the 029, and trying to take the spot back about half a second from Leclerc to Darnell. Double defending champion Evan McFarland he won't lead as we take cross flags halfway home. It's going to be Lifflander pulling the pin and taking his second bit of strategy, Brian.
Oh, Kieran's got to run. Evan should Joker this next lap. Kieran's only got about 4/10 on 2/10.
No, there's nothing there. There's nothing there now.
Yeah,
through the carousel.
This is Evan's race to lose. Evan just goes now, pulls it. Let's go.
Half a second is the gap. That's an interesting line, and I asked you, I think before we came on air, the 2 lines. I know in the Beetle Light, I think there's only that inside line. I didn't know there was 2 lines in the supercar, and if these guys come together on that merge point, who knows what will happen. 4 laps to go. Lifflander leads. McFarland did not take the Joker. Kirtley does. His strategy's done in the 024. So McFarland, do you think he's just going to steal it on the white flag lap? Just stay within that delta and steal it? That's a gamble. That's a risky play.
Yeah, I don't want that. I want to ensure it. It's hard enough to pass here. I mean, if you can keep it nice and tight and run a defensive line, getting around on the outside through the dirt is extremely hard. I mean, we know Kieran can do it, but
McFarland Jokers.
Make his life hard. Yeah, there we go.
Red plate, defending champion, takes the lead. Now we have a straight fight for the final 3 laps. The gap is a second. And if there's anybody that could take the fight, it's Kieran Lifflander. I say that against McFarland.
So much tighter than Evans there. Theoretically,
this is going to be...
Yeah, he should be pulling the gap.
Kirtley sits in 3rd. Impressive run for the man from Virginia. Like we said, he has picked up the pieces when these 2 crumbled. Kirtley, Palacio, Leclerc, Darnell, Heiskanen, the rest of the running order. And I said we are watching 2 of the fastest kids on dirt road on iRacing, and I meant it. Every single week we watched last week, these 2 at the top of the timing tower. It is 2 laps to go for Evan McFarland in car number 1. He is currently sitting tied 11th all-time on the wins list with fellow champion Alex Abedi. And if he can get it done, he will tie himself with another champion, another double champion, Luke Krause, in 10th with 9 wins. Kieran Lifflander has 1.5. I don't think it's going to happen unless something goes wrong, and we've seen that happen. over the past 12 years and 31 seasons over the final lap. Speaking of something happening, Marcos has taken the third spot from Robbie on his second Joker. So the podium has moved spots. Let's take another look. As not missing anything up front, we still look at Palacio on the Joker merge. And he takes that spot. Through the carousel for the final time, back up front for California's Evan McFarland, holding the red plate as defending champion, and talked about it. He should hold it going into next week. Final corner. He moved from tied with Alex to tied with Luke Krause. Over the jump, he wins in Sonoma to start a triple title defense in style. Kieran Liftlander comes home in second. And what an impressive double podium for TWRS. Third place for Palacio. Fourth is Kirtley. Darnell is going to take the fifth spot from Leclerc. And then Heskinen and Pakala, the Finns, rounding out the order in 7th and 8th. And an impressive race for those two kids at the top of the timing tower, and TWR Subi squad yet another win. They now are tied with Apex Racing for third all-time in team wins with 14, and there's only 2 teams ahead of them. It's MRT with 73 and Revolution Racing with 38, for those of you that are new to the pioneer teams of NASA Rallycross. So I think we're gonna have we're gonna wait a second and have a chat with a couple of our podium finishers. I know we don't have a graphic for it. We look at the classification there for the feature, as we just want to remind you. 9th place overall, Matthew Lindy. 10th place overall, Jess Rakowski. 11th, Chris Wetz. 12th, Renee Sotens. 13th, Zach Blanche. 14th, Eric Dubois. And technically 15th will be Matty Grove. He did transfer through that contenders race, unable to participate due to work obligations, so he will get 15th place points this evening. Bryan, Sawyer, you let me know when we are good for interviews. And I'm going to think we publicly, we unmute on Discord if I shake the rust off. And let's see who we have for a chat this evening. I know historically no Marcos. So let's see, is Kieran around? See if I got him here. He is currently muted in Discord. Hi, Kieran. You got me?
I do now.
I'm unmuted. I got you now. I hear him. We talked about you and Evan all day long, all season last season. And I guess first question is, talk me through your race. And second is, what is it going to take to beat Evan is the second question.
Well, in the off season, I practiced a whole lot, and just this whole season, I practiced for Sonoma. I know me and Evan are pretty even, and as well as a bunch of other tracks I practiced for Knock Hill. So next season I don't get really tight in the long run there. But no, this race, it's I got the high side hustle done, like I was telling Athena. I was gonna try to high side hustle, get clear, and just try to drive away. But I was taking it easy through apex of 1, and then I just get absolutely drilled through in the rear. So I don't know. It's very frustrating getting punted like that. I mean, that's what happens when you go to jumpy trucks and come into Rallycross. You just don't have a brain and just drill through people. But I don't think that's how it's gonna go through the whole season. It's the first race. Tension's high. It's intense. So I didn't expect anything more other than a clean race. But that was the outcome. So yeah, just had the speed, messed up in qualifying, messed up their third sector, and this is the result. 1.3 seconds back with damage.
I guess that actually refreshed my memory. Bryan and I were wondering, did you mess up your 2 qualifying laps? Because you only had that third one. You jokered the first 2.
Yeah, I was trying to run that high line, and I entered too low, and then I exited not on the runoff strip in sector 2, all the way on the right side. I was losing time, and then on my third lap I was on a 39 8. And then that third sector, I barely clipped the grass on my left sides and oversteered. So yeah, that's unfortunate.
We might have lost Josh.
I am back now. My stuff completely froze. So I am so sorry. I didn't catch like half of that. I'm sure the broadcast did. The only thing I will ask you and I will let you go is who would you like to thank for second place tonight or today? Sorry, Bryan, today.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at KLR. We've got a decent team built up over there, and hopefully gonna make it grow and grow as this iRacing official season 2024 season 4 goes on. Athena for helping me out, making the set better for her, and obviously making tweaks to my set myself. So yeah, just another one of those races where shit's out of my control. Excuse me, and can't do anything about it. But yeah, we'll go get him next week.
Very good mindset, my friend. It's frustrating for that stuff to happen, but you're well aware that it did, and you're able to rectify it for next week. So good run, my friend, and I will see you tomorrow evening.
Yes, sir. Good luck.
I told you, good luck. I told you, can you get a three-peat this season? Well, you're starting in the best possible fashion. Evan McFarland, you got me?
Yep.
How are you? How was your race? Talk me through all that. Kieran wasn't happy with the bump in turn 1, so I guess what's your thoughts on all that?
Well, nah, it was a good race. I mean, I saw Loki. I'm not gonna lie. In the first corner, I saw you slowing down and missing this corner, and I saw the gap, and I just went for it. And I don't know. I just tried to kind of move him out of the way, but no, I didn't want to move him that hard. I don't think it was that bad. I think it was fairly clean, but I don't know. I just knowing Kieran, I knew I had to do something, and when I had to get the chance because we're pretty similar in pace, so I just went for it, and I don't know. I think it wasn't the cleanest move, but I don't know. Racing's racing.
He just came over the chat in iRacing and says, if that's how it's going to be, I will play that way. So as the head honcho and you know the guy who runs everything, I say that was all good. I understand the frustration in the moment. I'd be kind of pissed off too. So starting out the season in the best possible fashion gave him a little bit of a nudge. I kind of asked Kieran this in terms of like beating you. But how is it? Is it just consistency, or what is it going to take to try and go 3 in a row? I know it's early, obviously, but you got to build that momentum early.
Well, honestly, I feel like it's experience, consistency, and just raw speed. I know that me and Kieran, I think he's getting faster and faster than me each season, but I have the I feel like I have the consistency and a lot of experience. Maybe not a lot, but I've been racing in like leagues like this for a while, and I kind of know what to do and just how to play Joker strategy. And I kind of know, I've been around him a lot, so I kind of know how he drives. So I feel like, to win this championship, I'm just gonna just have to put down good laps every weekend, just stay solid, and just don't mess up because that's what wins championships, consistency, and that's why I didn't win 2023B because I was wrecking almost every race. But in 2023C, 2024A, I think I think I was the most solid driver, and that's why I won. So I think Kieran will have the pace over me at some of these tracks, but I think if I just run my race and just stay cool, I think I'll be a winner. But we don't know. We can't tell the future, so we'll see.
Anything can happen. I always say it. Over the past 12 years, 260 plus races, I could tell you some stories of consistency and how important it is to be consistent. But great run, my friend. Anyone you'd like to thank for the win tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank the Lord above. He's always giving me my speed. He's always there for me. My mom, my dad, they've always supported me. They've always helped me, and they've always watched all my races. So I'm extremely thankful to them. My brothers, they're cool. So yeah, my brothers, just great people to be around, and just Team Watson Racing, Eric Dubois, Matthew, Josh, Zach, Brian, James, just everyone at Teams Watson. I'm really happy about joining their team for the Rallycross. They've been super supportive, and I've had a great time just practicing and being around those guys, and as well as KS Industries, Matthew and Robbie over there. I know Robbie couldn't make it this race, but I'm glad to see him back, and yeah, I like having that tight knit group. They've always supported me. But yeah, other than that, my sponsors, Team Watson Racing, Evan McFarland Photography. You want to get some photos, check me out. I got my link is in my Discord. Martin Sports, KS Industries again, True Speed, Martin Sports, Milan, and I think that's it. I'm kind of stumbling over my words, but oh yeah, also one more thing, Control Z Design, as well as you guys for putting on the show. Thank you guys for that.
Absolutely, my friend. As good run today. We'll see you next week in Iowa.
Yes, sir.
Has no interview with our third place man, Marcos Palacio, as is normal. So I think we can get some confirmation of the points, Bryan. Exiting in Sonoma. Drivers' Championship, Evan McFarland, Kieran Lifflander, Marcos Palacio. Flags are a little glitchy, so apologies for that one. Robbie Kirtley, Athena Leclerc, Yuko Pakala, Santeri Heskinen, Darnell, Lindy, Rakowski down the top 10. And the Constructors' Championship is one that I want to see. So we'll take a look here. I assume it's going to be TWR Subi squad at the top. No, it's Kieran Lifflander. I think it might be a little broken. We got to fix that for next week. So I think it's TWR Subi squad, then Kieran Lifflander Racing, and no control in the top 3. As TWR Subi squad duplicated on that. And I can tell you, we don't have to look at the Manufacturers' Championship. I can tell you, Subaru, there was 2 Fords tonight, and one of them was Josh Darnell. So the Japanese manufacturer, just because I'm a stickler for my stat book, they are going, let me see, they had their 170th win tonight, and they are going this season for their 22nd Manufacturers' Championship. So the Japanese manufacturer, obviously, the winner of every championship in the modern era of NASA Rallycross, except for Volkswagen, they won 1 championship. So, going to have a couple of programming notes and sponsor plugs, final thoughts, and we'll close this one out. And unbelievably, it's right about an hour. So, some programming notes. Not featured on the graphic, like we've mentioned earlier, the Torque series, which was formerly OSRL, Ethan Halsey and company there with the GT3 series, they are restarting Thursday, October 3rd. You can join them. Discord link is floating somewhere, so we will have coverage of that when it happens. And our next rounds for the NASA Rallycross Challenge, Futures and Lights Division. Futures debuted last Sunday. Great show for that one. You'll have that at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Lights class at 9 p.m. Eastern. Ethan Halsey and Victor Valley on the call for that at Iowa. Then Monday, you'll have NASA Rallycross Contenders also in Iowa. Justin Robichaux, Bryan Sawyer for that, 9 p.m. Eastern. And our next round for the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge next Saturday, the 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern in Iowa. And like I said, it's super exciting to see all of the developments that have happened through the off season. As the NASA Rallycross Challenge, brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you, Rob Hartland, for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras for tonight's broadcast brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. And finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed produced by our very own Alex Abetty. If you like what you saw today, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. And if you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone, and all the info is at nasasimracing.com. If you'd like your content broadcast at asnTVUSA.com as well. Bryan Sawyer, give me a final thought, and we'll wrap this one up.
Well, Kieran seemed a little heated about an incident. I really didn't see much of anything, but it is what it is, I guess. We might be looking back at replays later, seeing what exactly happened. But that was pretty close. 1.3 isn't too bad. I know Kieran has different expectations than I do for myself, but 1.3 seconds off Evan isn't bad. You can see it flip-flopping throughout the season based on what we saw tonight. A lot of close racing. Thought we were going 4 wide through the transition at one point tonight, and I thought that was going to be nuts. But everybody did pretty good.
We've seen some crazy racing, and I was a little worried that we would see some chaos. We would see some crazy racing. We've got new drivers new to NASA. NASA has their core group, and I was concerned the new guys would show up and it would be chaotic, but it was like nothing has ever changed. We've added on all these new drivers, instantly blended well, and it has been super fun to watch. As the checkered flag has fallen on the afternoon, says my script, from all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Jess Rakowski, Victor Valley, Justin Robichaux, Cody Erdman, Ethan Halsey, and Bryan Sawyer. My name is Josh Mertz. As we hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge from Sonoma. We congratulate our winner, Evan McFarland, and be sure to join us tomorrow for Futures and Lights, Monday for Contenders, and next Saturday for Supercars in Iowa. Until then, so long, everyone.